Welcome to 3 with Z, with me, Rob Kosovich. This is a podcast where a couple of friends get together and talk about popular culture or whatever's on their minds for the week. Joining me, as always, is my buddy Christian Z. Hey, Christian.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
And today is a very special day. We have a guest with us today. It's our other friend, Jonathan. Hi, John.
How are you guys?
How's it going?
Talk about the worst introduction for a person I've ever heard.
What am I supposed to say?
I'm not mad at it. Our other friend, John Serrano. You can't see it yet, folks, but John, right when we said record, got excited like a little kid, grabbed the headphones, put them on, then looked at the two of us.
Well, I heard the music in the headphones.
Yeah.
They're there, right?
Christian doesn't like to wear them. He thinks they make him look unmanly.
The other reason, I don't like to hear myself when I speak either, believe it or not. Like most people who hear me talk, I don't like to hear my own voice.
I don't think the headphones would have been the issue.
But yeah, John was our first guest when we did the show 10 years ago.
No, was it that long?
Yeah, it was 10.
it was 8.
17, 18?
It was 8 years ago. Yeah.
Right, it was 18?
Yeah, and that was a wild. I listened to that old recording before we started these again, so that was like a month and a half ago. It's wild, dude. It's really. So hopefully we could tame it back a little bit. We're all adults now, or I'm an adult now, at least for the two of you.
Trying.
But yeah, welcome back, John.
Thanks for having me.
Do you remember his Wu-Tang name? We used to with the guests. We would go on. Tony, can I bother you right now? This is important. This one.
Yep, I was just sharing the show.
Oh, thank you, brother.
That's what I do.
Tony Walker, ladies and gentlemen, our executive producer. As always, the best, the great and powerful Tony Walker. All right.
What am I looking up?
Go on Google,
Yep.
and then Wu-Tang Clan name emulator.
They're touring again.
I'm going to their last show here. It's the final chapter, yeah. No, I swear to God. I'm going September 18th to Jones Beach. The other thing I'm going to see, I wanted to talk about after we find, name generator.
Is that going to be good?
What? The last Wu-Tang show?
Yeah.
It's saying goodbye, dude. You went to Derek Jeter's last game. I mean, he actually hit a base hit and won the game. Never mind, that was a horrible
I
analogy.
didn't go to that game.
Jonathan?
I think my rap concert days are done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of if you have to go to a music concert, what kind of music concert are you going to go to?
Oh, I mean, some of those
And
good
then-
musicians where the vocals sound good. Rock and roll.
then that one.
I could get down with some
You
R&B,
can still
some
do
jazzy
that?
stuff.
Just
Yeah,
not
I mean,
rap?
and I shouldn't say like I'm not saying like R&B like 90s like getting in the sack type of music, but kind of like soulful, you know.
You did say you went to one of your
powerful voice or something.
You did say you went to one of the best concerts of your life recently.
Did we talk about that?
You said it was amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Where was that, in Brooklyn?
It was Brooklyn, the Barclays Center. Yeah.
Which is normally, I think, a bad place to see a show. But you were the only person who's ever told me they had a good time seeing a show there.
I saw the Yeahs there. It was great.
Really?
I think it's
Yeah.
a good venue. Look, I'm not a big arena concert guy unless you can stand, because I don't like this. I don't like the seat. Like if you're up on the sides and you're sitting, then you're worried about blocking the person behind you.
Yeah.
And I want to stand the
Yeah,
whole
I
concert.
wanna stand, and now
I'm constantly worried about someone else for whatever reason. So
I have that standing up. I'm always scared of who's standing behind me, so then I have to back up all the way to the wall.
Exactly. So I'll try and pay up so I'm down on the floor so you're standing in those situations.
So-
or if in a theater, I like the general admission. up
Yeah.
front. Yeah.
The point you're making, that's why I also like to go to, like, how do I say this? They're not the cheaper shows, but the lower ticket price, the lower venue. Like, I love seeing shows at Mulcahy's because it's just standing room.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I love the Billy Joel cover band. Big Shot is amazing. We've seen some awesome concerts at Space in Westbury.
Right, I was going to say the space for if it's like a smaller band or something. Like
Fantastic.
it's a great
Cover
space to
bands,
see
yeah,
something.
Paramount.
The
or
Blue Oyster Cult was there, and they were great. But you're
Fantastic.
standing there, yeah.
You're close. Yeah.
We saw the Pink Floyd experience there. Cried the whole the rest of the night. It was amazing. It was we talk about that. It was one of the best shows I've been to in general. And Modest Yahoo and Snoop Dogg I saw with Beaver there. I stand by that.
Well, it was Tom Dill. Who do you remember the other guy we bought his? He opened for Modest Yahoo.
That's right, you did. Of course, you would love the obscure first opener to the opener.
I can't remember his name though.
Same type of music.
Yeah.
He was more of a ska. Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how you would define.
I've seen amateur kickboxing and MMA fights at the space. Probably twice in the last 4 months.
Triton fights. They used to have the contract there.
It was like Lou Neglia Promotions. There's a whole bunch of different things. But,
You're fighting now, right?
No, don't fucking.
I would fucking roll him in a minute. You know what he said? Yeah, I'm actually happy. John has been a major life changing. You've been past 2 years. Whole new John. I noticed. I didn't see him. John lives right by my car wash.
Jonathan, please, Jonathan. JD.
JD is not what I'm calling you.
What's the D for?
Dominic. Middle name.
Middle name? JD.
Yeah. Like if
You could be a real good JD.
Thank you.
I like JD.
Thank you.
If you don't mind, I like JD more than Jonathan.
Go
You don't
JD.
mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know Jonathan's a little bit long-winded, and if we were all together, you'd probably hear a few of the guys call me JD. 1,000,000%.
I've never heard anybody call him JD. But okay, here we go. Jonathan. As I was complimenting you, I want to take it back now. Jonathan. This is going to be tough, dude. Jonathan got into shape recently. And I pulled up. He lives right by my car wash. So if I get a car wash and like any time where there's rush hour to avoid Hempstead Turnpike, I'll cut down his block, get to Front Street to then go to my house. He was outside. He had the gloves around his neck like he was just training for a fight. And I was like, wow, I haven't seen Jonathan in a while. I go, dude, he dropped weight. He walks up to the car. The first thing he says to me, rolled in the window, I'm like, oh, what's up, bud? He goes, put on a few LBs, have you? And I'm like, this motherfucker. So, yeah. But no, I'm proud of you, bud.
And that Juneberry Red Bull is the one.
I told you.
Is the one.
I told you.
Is it the pink?
Blue.
The blue. They have a new one, the cherry apricot.
I like that one.
And there's no sugar in it, so it's just giving you straight cancer, but it's the best cancer. Speaking of, I'm going to quit vaping, I've decided today. I've been hacking up a lung every morning from like the time I get out of bed till I take the shower. Till it used to be like when I got out of bed, I would stop hacking and coughing. Then it moved to the shower. Now it's like still coughing till I'm on my way to work, like before I pull up into the station. So I decided I
had a long conversation about trying to quit the nicotine yesterday with someone.
It's hard, dude.
I don't think I'm ready. I don't want to. I mean, I know I need to. I say I want to, but I don't think I believe that.
I don't like the person I am when I try to quit. I'm a monster.
Fair.
I don't know how much of that is your body withdrawing from it, and it is because it is something you'd use to cope with stress.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I'm a notorious prick, so I really don't. I've never even tried it before, so this is gonna be like I tell people I quit smoking, but I really didn't because I'm sucking on this thing most of the day.
If it was just me being miserable, I think I could do it. Right. But I make everyone around me as miserable as I am.
Right.
And it's just it doesn't feel good to do that to people.
It's like obviously the addictive part of it, but then it's like the rewarding part of it, the ritualistic part of it.
You were the one who said the ritual is almost worse for me in anything.
Right.
Well, that's why the vaping didn't work for me because it's I want the lighter. I want to go outside.
Yeah. Plus,
my smoking cigarettes is having an excuse to walk away from people. You know?
Right.
My first strategy is to switch to a flavor that I don't like. I'm going to stop taking it as something I'm taking the enjoyment out of it. I did cherry cola today, and it tastes horrible. So let's see how far I go with this one, or if I really start liking it.
I thought they don't make the flavored or whatever anymore.
Every place they made them illegal in New York. Every place still sells them. They weren't going to take the loss on that. Specific stores open just to sell.
So you
these.
refill that thing?
No, I just buy them again.
Okay.
This is a disposable.
How much does that cost?
This is $20.
How long was it last year?
A week. But if like we went out on a Friday and a Saturday, like back in the day, this would last me. It would be one Friday. Yeah,
the weekend.
Big time.
I got you.
I do want to give a shout out to somebody. Ready? Here we go for the week here. We have to give John's Wu-Tang name. It was Beloved Dreamer. That was his Wu-Tang name on the generator.
That doesn't ring a bell.
That doesn't. I don't think that was it.
His first one was Desperado.
Yeah, it was Desperado. Was
it definitely in the title?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I wasn't too fond of the name.
He did.
I like what was that one? Beloved
Dreamer.
Shadow? Dreamer.
Sound like a horse then.
Like,
Beloved Shadow. You can make your own, dude. There you go. Beloved Shadow is his new name. But I got a call this morning from my mother. Yeah, I know, Rob. Just right. Me and my mom are on very good terms recently. Everything's been going great. We have a really good relationship.
That's nice.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. Our problem always was I'm a prick, and we are very similar. We clash a lot, but we've grown. I've also grown as an adult, so I'm not the same person I was.
Do you guys butt heads a lot?
We used to. I mean, growing up, I'm the oldest kid. You know what this is like. The oldest sibling always kind of, I always say, like, broke the glass for the younger one with a lot of issues and stuff like that. And we are very similar personalities. If we love somebody, we love them a lot. If we get angry, we're the angriest one. It's very similar. But
Did you ever go a long stretch without talking to her?
Yes, we've done that a few
How
times.
long was the longest?
That one I'll say is my fault. I would say for probably a few months to a year, depending on it. But
Okay.
yeah, you're Italian, dude. You get it. I mean, I've noticed Italian guys either adore and love their mom or they constantly clash. It's either like everybody loves Raymond or it's Tony Soprano. It's one of those two I've noticed a lot. But she did call up, and this is the compliment she gave. She goes, I listened to your podcast, and she goes, I was so happy. She goes, you boys just don't sound like you were educated on Long Island. It's great.
What does that mean?
I think she's not happy with the public school system in Long Island.
We went to a great public school on Long Island.
She also said we don't like. My mom is also an audiologist, and she has her major in speech pathology as well. She said we don't sound like we're from Long Island. We don't have that accent, and I don't know. Maybe I just speak to her differently.
I don't know. When I've spoken to people from like other parts of the country, I'll let a coffee rip or something like that. Like,
Right.
It comes out once in a while.
Now, something that Jess accuses me of doing. Would you say both of you I code switch?
Yeah, everyone does.
What define that real quick?
How do I say
Like
that?
you adapt to the people you're around?
Yeah,
or put,
yeah,
like,
like
embellish.
and changing how you
Speak
emote
for different
and-
groups of people.
Yeah. Of course, everyone
Yeah.
does that
Yeah.
professionally or
Yeah,
regular
exactly. Yeah,
setting.
Yeah.
yeah. Like a customer service voice is like the most obvious one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but shout out to my mom. Thank you for listening. I
No,
appreciate it.
thank you for listening.
Yeah.
I'm also
now I'm nervous.
Mrs. Big Missy. Listen, the other one I'm excited to see talk about. This is for next week. I'm gonna go see on Broadway. Adrian Brody is doing his first play. We talked about this documentary. You and I watched this years ago when it came out. The Fear of 13. You remember that one? The guy, he's falsely accused of a murder and a rape, I believe, and he was put on death row for like 10 years. You loved this documentary when it came out, but this guy watches thousands of them. But Adrian Brody is playing him in the Broadway play. I'm going next Wednesday at 7:30 to see it.
Sweet.
But
Is
yeah,
it like a solo or like is
him
it like
and
a-
the girl Tessa Thompson? She was Michael B. Jordan's wife in Creed. She's in it as well. But he's been getting rave reviews on. He did an interview where he was really excited. I'm all on board for it. But yeah, next Wednesday at 7:30, I will do that as my review for the following episode.
Oh, very cool.
Wow. Have you been to many Broadway plays?
I made the mistake of I'm not a musical guy. My fiance is, and I took her to. This was one of our anniversaries off Broadway to see Mamma Mia, and
You weren't expecting that?
I was under the influence, and I didn't understand. I got vodka crayons for the first half, and then the curtain dropped, and I was like, thank God I survived it. And she clapped, and then I was like, oh, good. All right, I survived that. And then we walked out, and then
was halftime.
halftime, baby, halftime. And she sat next to a very coked up gay man the rest of the night, and they sang the songs together and clapped. And
I mean, that sounds like the best way to take part in ABBA.
He met us online. The funniest thing about it was we were waiting online in front of him. There's two of us, and then he was behind us. And I just gave her a kiss. And it's such a wonderful gay man comment. He stopped and he goes, "Excuse me, can you just do that again?" And I'm like, "What? The fuck did you just say?" And he's like, "That was the most beautiful thing." I'm like, "Oh, okay, buddy." I was like, "Honey, here's your new best friend for the rest of the night." But yeah, well, it's that's the only one I've really seen. I've seen a few, like when I was a kid, I guess I saw Lion King and all the other ones, but never a dramatic one. I know Dog Day Afternoon is also getting reviews with John Berthow.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
I heard that's really good. But
My son just saw it 2 nights ago. He loved it.
really,
What's it called?
Dog Day Afternoon. Remember the
Oh,
Al
the
Pacino movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Berthow's playing him. Walking Dead, Punisher, yeah.
It's on Broadway.
That's on Broadway
Yeah,
right now.
that seems to be the new trend on Broadway now. Is they're just doing old movies,
Right.
But like, I mean, a lot of them are supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
but it's an interesting idea.
I have no doubt.
Bill Burr was in Glengarry Glen Ross, and I forget who the other people were in that, but
But that had a cast on it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the poster. And it was like,
Bob Odenkirk was also, which I love all around. The guy's just amazing from stand-up comedy to acting. He's really, really good.
What's he doing these days?
I think he was doing that. That was all of. They had that out for a while, man. But after Better Call Saul, he's taking a break. I think he did. There was a movie he came out with.
Nobody.
Nobody.
He did a Nobody too, I think too.
Yeah,
recently.
yeah. I mean, he's just all around. He's great, and he was on The Bear. He's on the best episode, one of the best TV episodes of all time. The Bear, Seven Fishes.
Were you a big fan of Bob and David Mr. Show.
No, you've talked about
speaking
this.
of HBO shows that like kind of got lost, they have like a sketch comedy show on HBO from like 1999 or 2000 or something. It's great.
Really?
I have to revisit that because I remember like at the time coming across it and it just wasn't.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of weird at the time because it was. I think it was pretty edgy comedy or whatever for the time. But I remember it being really good.
Right, I bet it is. I think I would enjoy it now more so than when like I glanced over it. And
So also, Kieran Culkin was in that. Bill Burr and Michael Keane from Better Call Saul.
Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glengarry Glen Ross. That's
Who
a good.
did Bill Burr play?
I don't. Dave Moss. It says. I don't know which character that is in particular.
I think it's. I'm looking.
I just know the name Richie from that. I know Al Pacino. What was his name? What was Al Pacino's character? Richard Roma.
Yeah, Ricky Roma.
Yeah, and Kieran Culkin
I figured
plays him.
he was Ed Harris's part.
Yes.
That's who I pictured him as.
That was a very long intro here. Rob, you want to break down the topics for this week?
Sure. So the 3 topics we're doing for today is I'm going to talk about artistic integrity and the difference between inspiration and like ripping off ideas.
I love that.
Okay. Christian was going to do the top 10 conspiracy theories.
Yeah, because of the first episode we did, folks, which we will, I'm going to cut up and I'm going to put clips of that eventually down the line here. I tried to think of some different ones for us to discuss from the first time we did it, but keeping like some of the greatest hits for us to talk about for the first time as well. And then we also have to have a discussion with John about, John's topic initially was going to be artificial intelligence.
I thought that's still what it was going to be.
Is that what you want to? We have to discuss it.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll do it. I'm always happy to talk about AI.
A little hodgepodge.
Yep. Okay. All right. You want to do John's first?
No.
No.
We'll start with mine and we'll work our way down.
Yeah.
So part of the reason I picked up this topic is because I've been stuck in Crimson Desert and playing this new video game constantly. Mm-hmm. One of the publishers of Larian Studios, they're the studio that put out Baldur's Gate last year.
Yes.
He put out a tweet. So this is according to PC Gamer, but in his tweet he says Crimson Desert is fun to play, but it's such a cynical amalgamation of borrowed mechanics. It is now that's what I call gaming plucked off a gas station shelf for better or worse. Expect more of this from premium and free to play. There's much less risk in it. And he went on to say, at least it's adding spice to the stew rather than removing it. But, and it comes off as very harsh. Like saying something's off a gas station shelf, I think is great.
But then to say that and then hit him with some real intellect insults after that it's a double punch in the face.
Yeah. And like it's kind of funny coming from someone who put out Baldur's Gate because Baldur's Gate is based on D&D. And like all video games are based on D&D, right? If you ever played a game where you could add like you get a new sword and it adds plus 3% to your attack or whatever, that's just D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons.
And Crimson Desert is a similar fantasy game where
it's a new fantasy game that's come out. It's open world. You're going around. You're building a camp. You're doing quests and stuff.
Is there an end game? Is there a finish line?
Yeah, eventually. I'm nowhere near it. But
you did say, I think what he's asking there from a non-gamer, is it linear?
Yeah, it's pretty linear. There's quests and there's stuff, but then there's also like, you're gathering resources. You're going. I spent like 3 hours just like cutting wood the other day.
Right. Okay.
So,
for someone that's not, I'd say I'm definitely on the non-gamer side.
Right. Well, so the big thing about Crimson Desert is it's taking a lot from. It's taking from Zelda. It's taking from Red Dead Redemption.
Elden Ring too, a little bit.
A little Elden Ring, and then there's, I came up with this week too. There's a lot of Witcher 3 in it. Like the main character and like the themes of the game are all Witcher 3. So like it's just taking a lot of this other stuff and then putting it all into this one new game. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the criticism about it is that like it doesn't have a lot of its own ideas. It's ripping off all these
poached the best ideas
from all these other amazing games and put them together into like the game itself is strange and not great, but it has all these great ideas. And then so like I started thinking a lot about at what point you want to take the best ideas from things, right?
90%.
Like if you figured something out, how to do something well, and I'm trying to do the same thing, and I don't use your idea as like dumb, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he,
yeah.
he figured this out. It made me think of our conversation like 2 weeks ago about why you didn't like Sinners because it was similar to Dusk Till Dawn. But like all filmmakers are taking.
We could take this conversation a bunch of routes.
So
I
you're
like
you're
this.
taking inspirations from other people and right, like all of Tarantino's movies are taken from
somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
In some
A lot
way
of
you
Japanese
could kinda-
movies,
kinda,
Kurosawa
dissect
stuff.
it. Let's stay with Crimson Desert. Is there any original that you see? Like, where is there
Yeah.
any originality?
So I don't know where the combat system comes from. I assume that's another Japanese game because it's very strange. I think it's just a
combat
game
system, like how you fight.
Yeah, like you're fighting guys with swords and stuff, and it's like the system's very strange. But so I think it's just from a game I haven't played. I don't really think it's wholly original either.
Gotcha.
But I don't know where it's from. And just like the world is very built into its own thing. So like for example, there's a bunch of trolls, and you would think trolls are kind of dumb and brutish and stuff. The trolls run the university; they're like the learned ones. So like there is some original stuff in it, but there's nothing. All the like the really standout parts of it are you can see where it comes
the
from.
bones of it is from elsewhere. And this guy was kind of the article you just read was kind of just taking shots at it.
You're taking shots at it and like being angry that like big studios who have a lot of money, they won't take risks anymore, right? And we see the same thing in movies where like everyone wants to do a remake.
Was this a big studio that made this game? Or was it?
Not really. They're a Korean studio that they've only done one other game, and it's a MMO, so like World of Warcraft, like a massively multiplayer game. So this is their first like real single player game. Mm-hmm. So
This guy writing it, does he have any skin in the game?
the guy writing it,
Yeah,
it
or
was,
he's just the
he published Baldur's Gate, so he helped put out one of the best games that came out last year.
Gotcha.
I
so
would-
that's where his kind of angle's
and like
coming from?
theirs was innovative, but it's Baldur's Gate 3. It was a sequel to a whole series of games, granted from 20 years ago, but like they aren't wholly original either, you know. And like it was specifically using the rules for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, which is like the very popular Dungeons and Dragons that's out right now. So like it's not like they invented all those rules or they invented how their game works. They were taking it from a book, you know. So like
I would like to say this is a very dangerous conversation to have inside a comedy club about
Yeah.
that.
well, I wanted to ask you about that as a comedian. I've heard people talk about that before, about joke stealers or something. But there has to be a time where you see someone make a joke and you go, "Oh, that's a good thing, but I could make it about this instead and change it."
Yeah.
And that would be like a very fine line of this is my joke versus no, I took your joke and I made it better. You know, like
The difference with comedy
or I made
is
it worse.
compared to other art forms with this is like it's very okay in music to take a theme. Like music has changed band to band to band, and there's that line where it's like, all right, I'm inspired by the way, you know, Jimmy Page plays the guitar, and he changed guitar for a while. Eddie Van Halen did that as well. It's not so much they're ripping off, I feel, when you're in music as much, but like there's direct stealing in music. Comedy, the dangerous part of being a joke thief in comedy or what we could consider a parallel thinking or whatever excuse is made is when you listen to comedy a lot of the time and you're the type of personality that's like you're constantly firing and you're fast paced and everything like that, sometimes you'll suck up an idea and you don't know where it came from. And that's why, like, also too, I have many friends who are like, "Oh, I had this great idea for this joke. You should use this." Sometimes they are really good, but the 9 times out of 10, when you hear somebody be like, "Oh, I thought of this idea you could run with," it's not even they're like watching a Netflix special and stealing something that like Shane Gillis said intentionally, but they don't even remember that that's where they got that from.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of friends who recommend joke ideas, even if they're very good, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I can't because I know they didn't come up with that.
Right, I've had that where you would need the other comedian's bit as the setup to like another joke or something.
Themes and premises are a little different too, because as long as you're taking it, the general idea of like a concept, like I won't go anywhere another comedian has in fear of that because it's the worst thing you can be labeled. But you could admire it as a theme, you know, and apply it to your own life in a different type. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, I like the way he talked about that relationship with his girlfriend and he brought that up. It was funny. It could make you think of other things that have gone on in your relationship that you could take. But directly taking a theme is the worst of the worst. It's severely frowned upon. In terms of gaming, very similar to music, they should expect that there's going to be an evolution. They're going to be a part of the chain of evolution of the creating of gaming like that. I've seen that every 5 years. I've noticed that where there's a game that's really popular, it goes off, and then somebody tweaks it, or they're taking an idea from it and they're adding it to their own. We always I love the game Ori and the Blind Forest, and the second one I don't like because they took from Hollow Knight, they added a sword, and then those two games were competing, but their way of competing was just taking the good parts of the other game and putting it into theirs, and I didn't want that. I didn't like the sequels as much as the originals because of that.
Well, Crimson Desert has it has a stamina bar, which isn't a new thing in games. They've had stamina bars forever, but the thing that makes it's taken directly from Zelda is that it's in a spiral, right? And so that it makes it very visually obvious that that's the inspiration. But like you said, it just makes sense because instead of having a bar that you have to watch, it's a spiral in the middle of your screen, and it's much easier to watch and keep track of. So it's just a good idea. It's just a different change in display. But I know back in the 80s and stuff, anytime someone made a first-person shooter, they were like, oh, it's a Doom clone. Or it's a Quake clone or something. Or now, if you looked at Call of Duty now, you would never say, "Oh, it's Doom."
Yeah,
it's all new.
It's part of the evolution.
But now it became its own genre. So I imagine that's where it's going eventually. But what I like about what the gentleman said on Twitter was that what he doesn't like about Crimson Desert is that it's cynical. We took all these ideas and here, have this, pay for this. Where his objection to it isn't necessarily taking someone else's ideas, but taking them without adding something to it, without a reason for doing it.
Right.
And I kind of think that is the difference between
a lot of also too. I'm not a big fan of sports games, but one of my favorite video games of all time, and I put it in my top 10 list. I've played it with this guy many nights till 3 a.m. is NHL 98. And I play him, and he's very good at it. And he calls the play I'm going to do every time. All right, pass left, go all the way up. Oh, okay, steal it. Okay, goal. That's it. That game changed the way hockey games from there on out were played, just like FIFA did with soccer. Then you get games like wrestling games were awesome in the 90s and 2000s, and then they kind of adapted the UFC game model where, I don't want to do all that in a game. I don't really want all the mechanics of fighting in the wrestling game. Sometimes you just want to button mash and get through it. So there is a time where it stops as well, but I think that's the natural progression of any art form like that. You take it to the limit it is, and all right, now we got to kind of break this down and start over, or keep it where it's at. You know?
Yeah.
But as a whole, I'm going to ask you this because I've been playing Elden Ring. I have thought about this with you. Everything I hate about Elden Ring is something good about Crimson Desert, because I don't like the fight mechanics. I don't like how hard it is. I don't like that the story's not linear at all, but I keep playing it just because it is one of the best games of all time. My fear is I'm going to pay $70 for Crimson Desert. It's going to give me everything I wanted, and I'm going to hate it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's fun.
I feel like you don't really like. I mean, I guess you like Ghosts. I would have a hard time recommending an open world game to you, because
I love Breath of the Wild. I played No, I didn't. I was about to lie.
No, Breath of the Wild you played a lot of. You didn't.
I was
a lot
about
of
to
Tears
say
of the Kingdom.
before you. I was about to throw a big lie there and say I told you to play it.
That
was the first video.
I had played it and bounced off it. I didn't like it, and then you started playing it, so I gave it a second shot, and that's when I really loved it. I think
that was when
that's how I remember it.
I got back into video games in my 30s when the first time I got sober. I wanted something to play around with, and you showed me Zelda one night at your house, and I was like, all right, I got to go buy a Switch, and that kind of started it. That and Ori were the games that got me back into gaming. I apologize for almost lying.
Gaming's a time warp, huh?
Oh yeah,
I can't have it.
Right, I have 28 hours in Crimson Desert, and I've scratched the surface.
Right.
Your personality you would go in way too hard.
Way too hard.
Yeah, I admire that
Stay
about
up
John.
all night.
He has the most
All
addictive
night.
personality.
I was up to 3 a.m. last night just
How
playing.
could you not?
I was just cutting wood.
Dude,
cutting wood and
I've
collecting
been playing
butterflies.
NHL 95.
95. It's the best. Yes, you're right.
Mikey was with his buddy, and they were getting kind of restless, and we had done every activity. I was like, hey, I forgot that I had all the games on the on the Wii. And we played a little, and then I took his little buddy home, and he has the Xbox, and he has the new NHL game, and like they had it on, I started playing, and I was like, dude, if I had
Sometimes
this,
you want it more simple though.
I would, yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. Like, yeah, I was supposed to be home by 9. Diane's like, it's 10. Where are you guys at? Yeah.
You're just the perfect example of you have an extremely addictive personality. If it's just routed into good things, you're a very successful person.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Back to that. Where is it stealing? I think the jokes aspect is easy because it's like if it's the tag or the punchline, like you could hear that. The music, I mean, some folks would say it's an honor that they kind of not stole their music. There's also a formula in a lot of the music.
And there's a very thin
Yeah.
line. Like if you go into a music, like
But it's very, very like they know, so it's like, okay, I'm going to pay you for this
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
it, or lawsuits and all that
yes,
too.
But like the big one, like Ed Sheeran got sued, and he talked about this how every pop song is the same 3 chords, and
Yeah.
he could play any song from that was on the Billboard
Right,
100,
right.
minus a few. There was a few he couldn't that were like anomalies, but it shows you that there is a line there with it. Do I think there are some bands that have absolutely just ripped off entirely? Absolutely. But there's some things that you are being inspired by. I think music, it's a little easier to say you're being inspired by than actual ripping off and stealing.
Whenever I think about, like, say, writing a what do they call it? A movie, a screenplay,
Script, yeah.
script. Because I'm not that creative, I often think, okay, what if I took 5 ideas from, and it's still, but it's like in my head, it would still have to have its own original ending because there have been shows or movies where like the ending is similar to another one, and you're just like, oh, we saw that one already.
Yeah.
What was the latest? Mayor of Easttown, right? The end, it's the kid.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And then what's the one with Jake Gyllenhaal that was on Apple?
Pris-
Presumed Innocent.
Yes.
That was the kid too.
Yes.
So at the end of that, I was like, oh, we did that already. Because it was a good show, and I was waiting for like the punchline, and I was like, "Oh, they just did the kid like 2 years ago."
Rob recommended a book to me 15 years ago, and it breaks down a lot of it. Hero of 1,000 Stories, and how every story's been told over and over and over again.
In a different.
There is a line with like, we've talked about Star Wars, and he ruined Star Wars for me the first time he did with this. Like George Lucas read this book and then wrote Star Wars. You ever think why Darth Vader looks like a samurai? You ever see his helmet?
Okay.
Because there's a samurai named Darth Vader, and George Lucas. That's fucking stealing to me. But
That's history too. Like,
it is. But
taken
is he
from-
the coolest villain of all time? He's in the top 10. Like, I'm happy he stole it in a way. You know.
Right, but like Game of Thrones is just the War of the Roses. Like, is that stealing or is just no? I'm just writing about history that most people don't really know or
yes,
understand.
a lot of that is based on royal family
Yeah.
stuff.
So like I being inspired by history is even. I think that's fine. Versus, but like all fantasy literature is
I agree.
taken from Tolkien or built on stuff that he came up with, and that's not stealing. That's I'm going to build my own world and stuff. Like
The guys who fascinate me are the ones who you can't explain how. Like Stephen King is arguably the greatest writer of all time. He did an interview with George Martin, and George Martin asked him. He goes, coming from a writer who gets constantly criticized for how long he takes to put out work, how many pages do you put out a day? Right? He goes 8 to 12, and George R. Martin almost had a heart attack.
Yeah.
The guy pumps out material.
I've heard like Stephen King said most of what I write is garbage. I type it out, I read it, and I throw it out. But
we're still getting a lot,
But the
though.
important thing is that he does it every day, and so it'll take him a month to write a book.
Right.
Because like even if half of what he writes is bad, he still has this much.
So many movies out there are his that I still am amazed by.
Yeah.
We were playing a game on the phone, and it was Running Man, right? And I'd never seen it. So I was texting, and the guy's like, "Oh, you got to watch it. It's a great movie." I'm like, "All right, I'll put it on the list."
The Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then I'm at Target with the kids, and I go just to go check out the book section. I'm like, oh, Running Man. I'm like, maybe now I'll read it before I watch the movie. And then I see it's fucking
Stephen King.
Stephen King.
That's one of my favorite Stephen King books.
Yeah.
It was written back
82.
And it was before people didn't know he was Stephen King yet. He was still writing under like a false name.
Right.
And stuff.
Right. Because it says it on the book.
Yeah, it's Richard.
Because they put out the new one, the new movie
the
a
Glen
couple years
Powell
ago.
one.
Because I'm only halfway through the book. It takes place in 2025.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like anyway. There it is, full circle.
Full circle. Yeah, that was a very good. We're going to move on to John's topic now. I hate to cut abruptly.
Okay.
John texted
Jonathan.
I'm sorry.
JD?
His wife also the only time his wife ever gives me like a stern look is when I do call him John, and it really.
Well, you should really call people by the name. That they prefer.
No, because I'm big on that too. I don't like when people call me Chris.
Yeah, right, what, do you just call him Chris back?
He used to call me Little Chris, and I asked him to stop because of the character in Boys in the Hood. I go, I don't want to be Little Chris from Boys in the Hood, but Jonathan put in the text that he was going to have a discussion about AI and the implications and what he could see the job market changing with. But wait, I knew immediately why he did that, and I'm going to go into this. I knew John got a haircut. That's why, and I'm going to explain why I knew he got a haircut. Our barber, started a robot company, and he now has an AI robot in his barbershop.
So I have to ask a question. What does it mean when you say your barber started a robot company? Like, he's not building robots.
How do I explain this man? He's an entrepreneur in every sense of the word. When you get your hair cut by him, he talks about
right.
He's a fascinating human being.
He's one of these barbers.
Whatever you need, he'll get it. Whatever you need, he'll get it. Johnny's barber.
You needed a watch.
He's the best. He's very intelligent. And then the conversations I've had with him as a barber, I've never had with any other barber. And I get it. You talk to your barber. He's like a bartender. But
it's one of the reasons I hate getting my haircut. Is I don't want to talk to you.
Really?
Oh, I hate it.
He goes early. He texts him before the shop opens, and then Johnny says to me all the time. He's like, "I'm plucking the tom. I'm
But you're
taking a
such
shot."
an interesting chat.
I don't want to.
But you don't give a shit about their point of view. You don't care about them.
Well, no, it's not that I don't care. Like that sounds rude. I can't make small talk. I don't want.
You can't. But
I don't
you're
want to.
Interested.
I don't
right?
want.
He's really not, Jonathan.
He's not.
He's not.
I want to get my hair cut and I want to.
Okay. You have no idea how hard it is to just get him to talk each week about like stuff he likes. Let alone like I'm one of his best friends. He doesn't want to talk to me every week.
Right, but when you get him talking, he'll be able to handle himself, no problem. And
so me and Jonathan have both been going to the same barber for probably 15 years, 10 years. We've never been in there at the same time, so I also get caught up on everything he said on the day before, back and forth. I've stayed an extra hour and then yelled at Jonathan about it. I'm like, thank you for bringing up this because I stayed there another hour and a half just talking about what you were talking about with him. It's a wonderful. It's by far the best barbershop I've ever been to. You've never gotten your haircut before, and your barber's talking to a robot, and he's explaining like ancient Chinese history.
See, this sounds interesting.
You should get your haircut.
Sounds like a good barber.
The barber has a Russian accent, definitely. I mean, big surprise, right? But the robot has now adapted to that, and it answers him in a Russian accent, which scared me a little bit. It also speaks Chinese. It speaks Russian. It's wild, dude. It's wild.
Okay. Yeah. So I go in today, and Mikey had a haircut at 10 around the corner. He didn't get there till probably 10 minutes late. And then I go in and I see the setup and I see the robot, and now I'm like, oh, I'm never getting out of here.
This is too fun.
I still find it very upsetting to see a robot in the wild.
Dude, so you see that face? Did you show the picture?
All right. Yeah. So I have to say one thing before I let him finish here. Being Jonathan's friend for years and rambling off a lot of ideas at him, he has a poker tell that if he knows, like I know it's a bad idea, if I said it to him, if he does this, he goes, or if something's concerning him, like it's really scaring him, he goes, wow. He's a bad poker teller. So this robot in the video the barber sent me is talking to John, and he's doing a lot of like, whoa.
I'm trying to make sense of it. There's so much going.
What was the robot talking to you about?
Selling his house.
No, it's not even that. The
financial advice.
Was there a video?
The entire conversation he sent me,
I
and
thought it was just a picture.
you look like you got arrested and a cop is interrogating you. Look at the face John is making.
So he
Jonathan,
picks. So he picks up.
I saw.
He picks up the robot off the chair and lays him like, and like, it weighs like 75, 80 pounds. So like when he picks him up, it's like he's picking up a human being that size, and then lays him on the ground and whatever, pushes the buttons. The robot getting up on its own, like shuffling over to the side and then standing up. Because I can't really make sense of this, the whole like ChatGPT and all that, and like people that use it. Like my wife, when I was talking about work and resume and shit like this, she's like, "Oh, just put it in the ChatGPT and it'll do it for you." And I'm like, "What?" And then I was talking to my old boss, cover letters, and then he's like, "Oh, just put it in ChatGPT, it'll do it for you." And I'm like, "Well, what do we?"
Yeah, we're all just going through the motions.
I'm like, there's like 10 people are interviewing for this job, and you're telling 10 of them to put it in ChatGPT. What are we doing?
Right. Everyone's doing the same thing because we're not going to read it anyway. An AI is going to read
ask
it.
me if I wrote this. There's no way I could say yes. I have to say I put it in ChatGPT because everyone did, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You know the amount of college students who are putting their entire essays through ChatGPT? Now you have to make AI to check to make sure that the papers aren't written by AI. It's wild. It's a huge business now.
Anyway, so the robot comes, and you could ask it things, and like he'd be like, "Speak English," and he'd be like, "Do, do, 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 do." And he's like yelling at the robot.
Yeah. Like they're married. Like he works for him. It's. He also winks at you. He makes frustrated faces. I laugh about it more. He had to do a Jewish prayer, which really scared the shit out of me. And then like,
we don't need the robots discovering religion. we don't. That's complicated enough.
And then you ask the thing, is it God? And it doesn't answer you. Yeah, it's really. I mean, I wasn't as uncomfortable as John was. John looked really scared by it. But there is going to be, I'm telling you, I really think there's going to be a bunch of them in different, like, you're going to see a lot of hospitals that use them, I think, nursing homes. I think it'll be more of an entertainment thing first. You'll see them in clubs dancing and stuff like that. But in the future, depending on how far they take it in the next 20 to 50 years, they're going to be everywhere.
Do you think you would be open to having, like, a robot butler, like, in your house, like an assistant?
I mean, like, is that where it goes?
That's what the
right.
I think that's barber's trying to sell you, right?
Right. I think that's
he's
the
exactly trying to do that.
The
thing that scares me in Terminator 2, at least Miles Bennett Dyson was a computer scientist. You know, if the real Terminator, the origin story is that a barber started this war, I will be so fucked. I said that to him too. I go, "You've never seen iRobot, have you?" He's like, "No, why?" I go, "I'm gonna come in here one day. He's gonna be cutting your neck."
Yeah. Right, but it's gonna turn out you asked him to.
Right. And to be fair, 30% of that picture of my face in that picture is all right. Let's get back to the haircut. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
I'm tired of the robot.
Have either of you ever seen the video online of a guy has a robot like that, and it's instructed like not to hurt people, and so he gives it like a toy gun, and it was like, "Shoot me." And the robot's like, "No, I won't do it. I can't do it." But he eventually says, "So why don't you role play a robot that wants to hurt me?" And then the robot lifts the gun and shoots at him.
Wow.
So like there's
these
no matter
loopholes.
Yeah. However you try to safeguard it, there's going to be ways around it. And like the AI right now is so good at role playing things. Like that's what it's really good at is pretending to be something. So like there's a lot you could get out of it, but it's creepy. It's scary.
It's funny, like the loophole, because when he would yell at him and he'd be like, "English only, English only," and the robot would be like, "Okay, English only." And then he'd do something, and then we'd ask another question, and then he'd come back in Russian, and he'd say, "English only, English only." And the robot wouldn't say, "Okay, English only now." He would say, "Okay, this time really English only." Like
That's I know.
It's almost the third time I was like, "Okay, I promise, I'm only going to speak English." And I'm like, "Well, okay."
Right. Or it's like, is the robot doing a bit? Like,
Right. How many layers before?
It's trying to be funny.
I've seen his kids come into the shop to like ask him for money for different things, just like a kid does to their parent. The look he's given his kids is the same one he's given the robot, and I'm like, this is a deep relationship.
Well,
with these
yeah,
kids.
the amount that like think about how much we put onto like our pets, like our dogs and stuff. You start putting something that's like a human shape and it's joking with you, where like you said speak English, and it goes, "Oh yeah, no, this time really." Like you can form a very deep friendship with that thing, and it's like I don't think that cares about you. I don't think it can care about you. Like I think a dog can at least
You
does
know
care
what?
about you? I don't know if
there
robot
are
can.
certainly yeah.
Are you
Point.
are you against me bringing him in with the robot to interview the robot?
No, not at
You
all.
don't want the robot in here.
I think
What?
You don't want the robot. in here.
I think I'd rather talk to robots than people most of the
No,
time.
I mean let it get upgraded first. You know?
yeah.
So a couple more versions.
Yeah, you don't need to hear the same 6 sentences.
And Johnny scream. The whole episode is Johnny screaming at the robot.
Do you know do the robots run on a version of an AI? Is it running on like ChatGPT or
So I think
Claude
It
or
is.
something?
ChatGPT. It's programmed with. He told me that.
But I don't think it's fully because I asked him something about flights, and it gave me a very generic answer, and then Johnny said like it's only kind of programmed for barbers, like a few different things.
Barber
Because-
and Ancient Chinese
Well,
history?
I was yeah. I was expecting it to give me the answer that ChatGPT gave me when
Yeah,
we
where
plugged
it
in. When's the
Googled
best
it
time?
and-
When's the cheapest time to book a flight to the Caribbean inside of 3 months? Like something like that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of very generic, like 12 months in advance is the best time, but check with a travel agent.
I agree with you. It's
So-
almost there. He said it has to do different software updates to get to that. That's when it's really gonna scare me. When
Right, because it's probably, I don't know if it's like that's tapped into. ChatGPT is a company, is a service, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's legal for them to do that, to use them.
Yeah.
If they
Or if
they have
it's
their
talking
own-
to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
right,
on its
or if
own.
they have like a lesser version.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean-
and it might maybe it's running on an old version of ChatGPT. It's not running on the
Look,
latest
that's
one.
where I was mentioning too. What did I say? Like the jobs and like where it's affecting.
I do see a lot of like sales jobs in particular. I feel
They're fine.
that because nobody
Fine.
wants to. I agree with you.
Fine.
right. Because if you call someplace and a robot picks up, you hang.
Hang
But now
up.
look, but now with the robot with like a call center, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that,
No.
they're
Or-
handling shit on the fly,
yeah.
and they sound
what
almost
about,
real.
You guys use the robot at Taco Bell? Where you pull up to the drive-through and the robot talks. to
I
you?
would
Is that
look,
what you
here's
want to eat?
there's one golden rule in all fast food. You could use a drive-through anywhere except Taco Bell.
I'm gonna
because
tell
they're
you-
not going to give you enough sauce.
They say, "Do you want sauce?" I say, "No." They fill up the bag with sauce.
I called. I swear to God, you're gonna think I'm lying. I called Taco Bell this week because I get off of work. I get off of work at 1:45 in the morning. Okay, the Taco Bell by our house.
2 a.m.?
Okay, 2 a.m. I got into the line at Taco Bell at 1:55 a.m. I left Mineola. I got in line. They're geniuses, and I finally realized. It was too late. I placed the order. Okay, there's 4 cars ahead of me. Okay. You can't leave the line because they have those barrier posts put up, like the concrete fencing around it.
Right,
So
you're
you're
like
stuck in
you're like
line?
cattle.
I
going
got
in.
stuck in line. You want to know what time I got out of that line?
I would be so claustrophobic. 2:30.
2:40. 2:40. So I sat in line for 45 minutes.
You can't go there after hours.
I got to. That's not my fucking problem. When I got to the window, I said to them,
Sounds like-
I said, what am I getting free? Okay. She goes, I can give you a free caramel empanada. And I said, I was expecting the whole thing free because it's only 4 cars. But she said to me, she goes, we have a lot of online orders. That's not my fucking problem, dude. So I did call Taco Bell. They
why
gave me a
did you
gift
order
card.
online?
You go to that one after 10 p.m. on a weekend, even if you're walking in, a 5-minute in and out less.
But the
35
AI is supposed to speed the process up. It's not supposed to take so many orders that it overwhelms the 3 16-year-olds that are making me the fucking quesadilla.
Right.
But they did send me a gift card, which now I have to go back in line to use. So it's another 45 fucking minutes. I've never called a fast food chain ever.
No, that's a wild thing to say.
Because she didn't. I
called
feel bad. I'm also not the guy to yell at people who are working in fast food. I'm not that guy. I'm not Jim Cornette. I'm not doing that. But I felt I was wronged. I can't, if once I got tired at like 16 minutes online, I shouldn't be on a fast food line for more than 20. 20 is max. If I can't leave your fucking line, you're compensating me for my time.
I think the barrier thing is the real issue here.
I swear to God.
What I've never
Yours, you can get out of your line.
I've-
Ours, we can't.
I would not-
Really look at it next time. You can think about it next time you go through that drive-through. Can I get out of this line if I wanted to? And you fucking can't. So pay me for my time.
Again,
Jonathan,
I'm not going through the drive-through.
Right, yeah,
Taco Bell ever.
You're getting out of your car and going inside every time.
Every time. 'Cause
Really?
I need one sauce packet for every bite. So I need to ensure that I have enough sauce.
It's a lot
So
of
you
sauce.
don't. Wow.
Are you a fire
That's
guy?
a deep-seated trust
I'm
issue.
using fire. Yes, straight fire.
I do Diablo sauce.
I actually.
It's a little more. It's not really as much.
No. It's I mean, the heat's fine. Anyway, okay. Quick on the AI.
And then we
Why
gotta
did
go to
this
topic
also
3.
come up? One was the robot. The other was, my boss's son just graduated from grad school or just got laid off at a job because he's
big difference.
Yeah. No, because he's unemployed and
Huge difference,
looking
huge.
for work as a statistical analyst.
Oh, we don't need you anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Give that to the robot.
So then this gentleman is now going to school to understand or work with AI, but that confuses me even further because isn't it thinking on its like
A lot of jobs will disappear also too. My fiance thinks that they're overselling how much they could do. Yeah, I think they are as well. I mean, from the looks of certain things we've encountered, I don't think but it scares me to think what 25 years will be from now. A lot of
accounting. Like as long
accounting's
as
going to be gone. You know the reason a lot of people are getting audited by the IRS now? It used to be a
AI
huge,
is looking it over.
they're just
so there you go. IRS guys are.
Yeah, I've gotten a bill. I'm not gonna fucking lie. I've gotten a bill in the mail a few years in a row, but yeah,
Pay your taxes, bro.
that is also pay your taxes. Yes, that is a discussion we can have for 3 hours at a clip here.
yeah,
I
we're
do want to move on to 3 here, especially with Jonathan here. I'm getting better. You see,
Love it.
I'm gonna do top 10 conspiracy theories of the month. We'll do. Okay, Rob is already looking disgusted at me. He thinks this is gonna be a fight. I'm trying to do this a little differently. So number 10. Okay, who do you guys think built the pyramids?
Egyptians.
I don't like that answer. Rob and me have fought this many nights. He thinks it was skilled labor. It wasn't slaves who've made it. He also talked me out of the ancient aliens. I was really big into ancient aliens, like most losers were when they live at home. He debunked every ancient alien theory they've ever had from Chariots of the Gods. Like there's YouTube videos.
I mean, I love Chariots of the Gods, but it's
disproven at this point. If I was Jewish, that would be my biggest gripe. That I don't get credit for building the pyramids. You give it to aliens, you give it to God, you give it to the Egyptians. I don't know why what is your excuse I'm sorry for saying it like that, but why do you think it was skilled labor over just a driven force, a forced slave group to build that?
Well, I mean, you could argue about the difference between like slavery and like paying your taxes or whatever, but
what's your argument with? I don't get the tax thing with it. You're saying that was their way of
you owed the pharaoh, an X amount of months of your work every year.
What are we debating? That aliens did this?
Yeah.
He thinks aliens did it.
Yeah, sure.
Because you think people can't
But
pile
you're
rocks
saying-
on top of each
but
other.
You're saying,
He's such a piece of shit.
You're
He's such a
saying
piece of
that
shit.
slaves wouldn't want to do it either. So
Oh, no,
it's driven
that-
labor.
that-
Let's do this.
No, that slaves. It wasn't. Archaeologists said it wasn't slave labor. It was citizens. It was
Archaeologists are
people
also
who-
wrong with the date
Yeah,
of when it was
Right,
built.
that
Yeah,
wanted-
it was
encouraged.
peasants, which they didn't really have
Like a
rights
soldier
and stuff,
defending
so-
his home is
Yeah,
harder
yeah.
than a paid soldier.
I'm a stonemason, so for 4 months of the year, I go and I carve rocks.
But the other argument I have against that is I don't take anything, and this will go into other conspiracy theories as well. When you're disproven on some of the facts that you claim you throw out, not you personally, I'm saying this is archaeologists, they're wrong at even when the pyramids were built. We were always taught that it's 2,500 years ago. There's erosion shown at the base of those pyramids that would indicate that it's 25,000 years ago.
I don't know when you were taught that.
That's the baseline standard, Rob, is 2,500
There's
years
got to
ago.
be better ones. Come on, aliens did it.
Good. Okay. I'm skipping one then. Is Epstein really dead or not?
He's driving around in.
That guy
Palm
is
Beach,
not.
right?
Palm Beach Pete is not. That guy got so famous just for looking like one of the ugliest criminals in U.S. history. We could go into this for a while too. Why is there minutes of that tape missing? Is he living in Israel? Was he a Mossad agent? We can go into the files for years. I do think he's dead. I do. I don't think it was a suicide at all. Rob just gives me this fucking look like a disappointed dad. Every theory I have, Jonathan, he gives.
What's his theory?
His theory, he's always the skeptic. Always. The guy hung himself. We landed on the moon. JFK was shot by Oswald. Every fucking one of them, other than one of them on here, which I'm going to get to. Rob does believe with me that
Epstein could be alive.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't kill himself. Go on.
Please, I just want to get Rob on my side. TWA flight, was that shot down, Rob?
That was probably a rocket.
See, thank God that one.
I've seen enough News 12. I saw a rocket going up there.
They made a whole
Those are crazy Long Island accents. The
Mastic Beach?
Yeah, the eyewitnesses for the TWA Flight 800.
Oh my God, that's I just want to rock the boat here. 9/11. What happened to Tower 7, John? And what happened with the Pentagon?
Oh man, just show me a plane that
Just-
went into the Pentagon.
That was John's
Easy
big
peasy.
argument, and it changed my whole view on it. He goes, Z, if you just show me a video of a plane hitting the Pentagon, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you about it.
Look, yeah, I can't talk about the towers, but the Pentagon, no.
JFK, are you an Oswald was the lone shooter theory or no?
No.
Of course not.
Hey, Oswald.
I'm reading that book. I'm reading that book again. 11/22/63. Stephen King.
I've heard that's
how far into it are you?
I've read it before.
Okay. You know the broom idea? Being in the bed with the broom?
Yeah.
That fucking upset me so much.
Can you explain
Of
that,
all
please?
the Stephen King books, all the upsetting
it was
things he read.
unnecessary-
No,
it was
I read it and
creepy?
and I had to put it disturbed me
bothered you?
in a way that a lot of his other horror stuff hasn't. But like that's just such a domestic mundane thing.
Right, that's just
That-
creepy. That you've
What
never
was
heard
he
of.
doing with this broom?
No, just to keep separation between him and his wife.
The husband and the wife. He puts a broom in the bed and says,
Right,
Stay
there
on
was
your side of the bed.
There was no.
Was that a thing Oswald really did?
No. This is just a character that the main
it's a
character
character.
meets, and she's talking about like her ex-husband. Right. But like it's the way it's described is just so upsetting to me. I couldn't finish that book. I want to. It's really good, but like I had to put it.
long.
That was your line.
Well, that whole part when he's in.
In that whole stage.
Yeah, and like
A couple years
and it's
before.
and it's just like, dude, stop what you're doing. You have a life right here. Just like do it. You know?
Right.
But it's Stephen King, so you know it's gonna all go bad.
Right, right.
I've heard nothing but good things about
The
that
book's
book.
amazing, yeah.
I heard James Franco in the made for the series in it. It really turned me off. I just can't watch a James Franco.
No, look, that show. That's a tough show to
Put into
put on
yeah.
on screen. The book, yeah, just go book.
Death of Princess Diana. Did they kill her? Did the royal family kill her, or was it a legitimate drunk driving car accident?
Well, the paparazzi killed her, and who were they working for?
Good answer. This one's a cool one. Added onto it. Is Prince Charles a vampire? Do you know why this one came out? And this is very simple. King Charles. Now he lives in Vlad the Impaler's estate. Do you know who that is?
I don't think he does.
He does live in it. He
lives in England.
No,
Vlad the Impaler would live in Romania.
he is a descendant of Vlad the Impaler.
Right,
but
yeah,
this isn't
all the royals are related.
But all the royals are, I'm with you on this. But the funniest part of this is they think because they base the character Dracula on Vlad the Impaler that not only is he a real vampire, that it's gone now, and now King Charles is also a vampire. But yes, he does. He lives in that estate. Does he live in that estate, John? He's checking right now.
I do. I kind of do like the idea that Bram Stoker, an Irishman, just wrote a book about calling the English kings vampires. Like, it's
Go.
Bigfoot, real or not?
absolutely real.
The thing.
Love it. Why not?
My thing with Bigfoot is
See, he calls me a skeptic. I have whimsy.
my thing with
I just
Bigfoot
don't
is I understand why it's so elusive. Why would you want to be found and be a part of this fucking horrible situation going on right now?
Do you think like biological animal or interdimensional?
That's my favorite one. I know.
I like interdimensional. They're like fourth or fifth dimension.
The
creatures. They just pop
interdimensional
in.
thing came because they
you
say
can't find him.
he's elusive and he's hard to catch. But I also want to take into account, look at the people who are hunting him. This isn't like Navy SEALs that are looking for Bigfoot. It's a bunch of fucking cockless virgins.
We are gonna go Bigfoot hunting someday.
I forgot.
It was a base of our friendship, and then we've never.
Where
done
were we going to go in New York?
Well,
Whitechapel?
There were sightings in Whitechapel, New York, and we were gonna go.
Let's go. Let me know how it goes.
Okay. And now we're moving on to my favorite one. I'm just going to say it. We didn't land on the moon.
This leads into one question I have.
Mm-hmm.
If there was one conspiracy theory,
I would die on the hill. Which one?
which one is it?
Moon landing.
I think that was the one I came up with.
Yep.
Really? The moon? Well, what do you guys think about what happened yesterday?
That they announced we're going back to the moon?
That they launched to go yesterday.
They didn't send a person, though.
They sent 4 people.
Yeah, yesterday.
Did they?
They sent,
Oh, because it's so easy to do. Let's just do it again. We're not.
It's not easy to do.
No,
it's one of the hardest things that humans have ever done.
That's also my point too, Rob. You know how many flights it took the Wright brothers to achieve flight? You know how many trials they did before they actually got
many?
it was 127. Okay, do you know how many times we tried going to the moon before we did with the first moon mission? One.
Oh, they
it was
just-
one of one.
Well,
So
how,
the first time
how many times did we go to space?
we've never gone to space.
There's a reason
We've
Apollo-
never gone to space. We've only gone into low Earth orbit. I'm a big believer in that. We've never passed the Van Allen radiation belt. All that footage, at the very least, if you're,
So hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people are
Tony,
flying.
are they going?
No, not
they're
hundreds.
going around. They're orbiting.
Yeah,
They're
they're just,
orbiting around and then coming right back.
yeah, they're
oh,
doing
very convenient.
When
They're
do
not touching the moon
When are they
again.
coming? When are they?
10 days.
10 days.
So they'll be back April 10th.
And then they're doing it, like, was it next year or something? They're doing it again, I think. And then
And yeah,
the year
then
after that,
yeah.
they're
Yeah,
actually landing on the moon.
oh,
yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that.
In
Oh, good.
2028. they're
All right,
landing on
let's
the
just
moon.
no. Let's
Good. That's
let's-
great. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Look, no,
Yeah.
don't be.
And Trump's assassin just shot him in the ear, and the ear just it just healed
Well,
up.
see, all right. So I think I figured out what bothers me about the. I don't like your stance about the pyramids, and I don't like it about the moon landing. I don't like when you discredit what humans are capable of.
Because they're not capable of it, Rob. I stand on that one. My argument is that we did, at the very least, I'm gonna I'm gonna calm down a little bit here. If you're right and I'm wrong, at the very least, the footage we saw is not fucking real. That's a big possibility that we landed on. Have you ever seen the interview they did after they came back from the moon? Did that look like three men who just pulled off the biggest accomplishment in human history? They look shamed, quiet, like they're hiding something. None of them do fucking interviews other than Buzz Aldrin, who's a fucking lunatic, by the way.
Yeah, because you have to be a lunatic to get shot at the fucking moon at 18,000 miles an hour.
You're making a great point.
They were all pilots. They were test pilots. They flew shit that could kill them for a living, and that's why they got chosen to go to the moon.
Yeah, okay.
Like
That's right. They're doing it in 2 years anyway. Let's. We don't got to get in the weeds. of this
What I
thing.
hate more
I
than
don't think
Rob
they're
having a
doing
stance is John flip flopping back and forth in the middle of the
it.
entire
No, I'm
debate.
not flip flopping. It's just we could go like back and forth with in the weeds of how they looked or how they were like, oh, President Nixon, and he's at his desk like.
You trust
smoking a
Nixon?
cigar.
You trust
You know what I
JFK?
mean?
You trust Johnson? My favorite
But if
face.
they're going back to the moon, let's go then. Okay.
When he gets mad at me, to wrap this up for the day, I've never seen the face sober. When he's drunk, I let it pass and I give it away. He's made the face like 5 times at me where he gets really fucking angry, but I don't think he would ever hit me, but I think he would get close to it and then stop like a husband about to hit his wife.
Test it out. Let's see.
All right, we're going to wrap up for the day before Rob throws his water at me.
Oh,
I love you, Rob.
Robbie Rob's one down the hill conspiracy theory. Before we go.
Yeah, what's one? Yeah, I'm sorry. What's your one? I'm sorry.
Don't be silly.
one that's like definitely true.
Yeah.
All right, could you throw some at me? Just so I'm drawing a
Hey,
blank.
David.
COVID-19, the vaccine didn't work?
No, vaccines work.
No, I'm not wasting my time on that one.
I don't know.
You don't
Think
believe,
about
and all kidding aside, you don't think Oswald was a lone shooter, though. I was just busting your balls.
I think he was.
Involved.
Yeah, I think he was manipulated into doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think that there was a second shooter, but I think Oswald was pushed
Part
to-
of something.
I
yeah.
think he was pushed to do it.
Yes, yeah.
So the bullets only came from Oswald's gun, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I've never seen any convincing evidence that there was another shooter.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a grassy knoll guy. You're
I'm a bullets all over the place guy.
I'm not the limo driver guy. I've seen that one, and that one's hilarious that the limo driver turned around and shoot him, and then Jackie O just didn't fucking remember it.
or the
Magic bullet theory.
the magic. They,
Well, he's the magic
they explained
bullet
the
theory.
magic bullet.
Well, they also no. I'm sorry, I'm saying the wrong one about that. The bullet that was found on Oswald's gurney wasn't placed there either. The other people have gone into this too. There's that book called Best Evidence that's really good. If you liked Chaos, the one about the Manson murders with Bugliosi and everything like that, it's a really good book. It goes into a lot. It explains a lot of the conspiracy theory, but it also breaks down a lot of the stuff that talks about why it could have happened as well.
Oh, all right. I'll take one. Have you guys heard the one? The Titanic was sunk on purpose.
Jess is huge on
for
it.
the federal.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll that one. I'll take that one.
My
I
fiance.
see the Titanic was an insurance scam.
My fiance's two favorites. I'll explain this on another episode with you guys, but they're wild. She believes Helen Keller was not blind or deaf. She thinks that's all like
What, she
a
did it
folk.
for the-
It's
for
all
the-
a folk story. It's all embellished. And the second one, that Titanic one, she loves. She thinks the Titanic never sank. They switched them.
Oh, right, with the Olympia?
Yeah,
Or
with the Olympia. Yeah, to kill off
Which was-
all of their competitors on that boat. Which I'm like, wow, that's a really good
That
theory.
was the alien.
Yeah.
Bigfoot was driving.
That was yeah. Those were the slaves that did that.
Okay.
All right. Also, by the way, reach out to us. Rob's gonna give the tag off, but reach out to us by email 3withz@gmail.com.
It's the number 3, the word with ZEE at gmail.com.
And you can see us on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you can get your podcast, and on Governor's Radio, the YouTube channel.
We're going to get our own YouTube channel.
We're going to be pulling up a YouTube channel. We're going to be on that Works in the Weeks, and the Instagram will be coming up this week. 3, the number with ZEE. John, we love you. Thank you for being our first
Thank
guest.
you.
Thank you so much,
Tony.
JD.
All right.
See you later, kiddo.
Good time.
Yep.
Well done.